And here is the Writer's Almanac for Tuesday. It's the 29th of May, 2018. It's the birthday of the man who said the whole modern world has divided itself into conservatives and progressives. The business of progressives is to go on making mistakes. The business of the conservatives is to prevent the mistakes from being corrected. G.K. Chesterton, born London, 1874. He was 6 foot 4 inches tall, nearly 300 pounds, author of the popular Father Brown detective stories. It was on this day, 1914, Edgar Lee Masters published the first poem of what would later be the Spoon River Anthology. Masters was a lawyer in Chicago, began writing short poems about the townspeople of Spoon River, a town that he based on his hometown of Lewiston, Illinois. He was afraid the people in Lewiston would take offense, so he published all of his poems individually and then as a book under the pseudonym Webster Ford. And it was an immediate commercial success, became one of the best-selling books of poetry in American history. And it's the birthday of the writer known as Max Brand. He was born in Seattle, 1892, Frederick Faust, author of many thrillers and melodramas, romances, but it was the Western that he was famous for, best known for his novel Destry Rides Again. During the Great Depression, one of the highest-paid pulp fiction writers in America, writing a full-length novel every week, earning about $100,000 a year. He used the pseudonyms because after World War I, he was afraid that Americans wouldn't want to read books written by a man with a German last name, Faust. When World War II began, he got himself posted as a correspondent for Harper's Magazine. He was sent to the front lines and later died of a shrapnel wound in Italy among soldiers who had grown up reading his stories. Here's a poem for today by Mark Halliday, Key to the Highway. I remember riding somewhere in a fast car with my brother and his friend Jack Brooks, and we were listening to Layla and other love songs by Derek and the Dominoes. The night was dark, dark, all along the highway. Jack Brooks was a pretty funny guy, and I was delighted by the comradely interplay between him and my brother, but I tried not to show it for fear of inhibiting them. I tried to be reserved and maintain a certain dignity appropriate to my age, older by 4 years. They knew the Dominoes album well, having played the cassette many times, and they knew how much they liked it. As we rode on in the dark, I felt the music was, after all, wonderful, and I said so with as much dignity as possible. That's right, said my brother. You're getting smarter, said Jack. We were listening to Bell-Bottom Blues at that moment. Later, we were listening to Key to the Highway, and I remember how my brother said, yeah, yeah, and Jack sang one of the lines in a way that made me laugh. I am upset by the fact that that night is so absolutely gone. No, upset is too strong, or is it? But that night is so obscure. Until now, I may not have thought of that ride once in 8 years, and this obscurity troubles me. Death is going to defeat us all so easily. Jack Brooks is in Florida, I believe, and I may never see him again, which is more or less all right with me. He and my brother lost touch some years ago. I wonder where we were going that night. I don't know, but it seemed as if we had the key to the highway. A poem by Mark Halliday, Key to the Highway, from Little Star, published by William Morrow and Company, and used by permission here on the Writer's Almanac, supported by Nook, Simple Touch with Glow Light by Barnes & Noble. Designed for bedtime reading, Glow Light offers paper-like reading with the lights on or off. Available at neighborhood Barnes & Noble stores or Nook.com. Produced by Nick Vedder, written by Holly Vanderhaar. Be well, do good work, and keep in touch.